That's okay. I'd like to call to order the December 19th Batavia Park District Board of Commissioners regular board meeting at 7 o'clock. Please call the roll.
Larson. Absent. Bell.
Here.
Tillman.
Here.
Gray.
Here.
Callahan.
Here, please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
These are nice.
This is not.
Any items to be added, removed, or changed in the agenda?
They're not.
Excellent. So moving right along to item number 5, I would entertain a motion to establish the consent agenda as follows. Approval of the meeting minutes for the regular board meeting of November 21st, approval of the paid expenditures, approval of the expense approval report, approval of the investment summary, approval of the income statement, and approval of purchases.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Tillman, second by Gray. Any further discussion? Lindsay, please call the roll.
Tillman.
Aye.
Gray. Aye. Bell.
Aye.
Callahan.
Aye, motion carries. I entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as established.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Tillman, second by Gray. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Thank you. Next item is guest matters from the public. Seeing none, we will move on. Item number 7, matters from the commissioners. Anyone wishing to make any public statements tonight?
Oh. Yeah, I have a neighbor that passed away earlier this year, and her family purchased a tree through the Memorial Fund and is super excited and asked me to go keep an eye on it over at Bigwoods Park. I said, well, that's what the park district's
Which park?
It's park. At Bigwoods.
Bigwoods.
Yeah. So yeah, it's nice, and they were very happy with the experience, and yeah, it's exciting.
That's good, that's what it's for. I want to thank the staff for the helping with the event for the dedication and ribbon cutting for the Peace on Earth Bridge sign change out. I thought it went swimmingly. It was a little cold, but you guys did a great job, so thank you for all your efforts on that. All right. Mike is here tonight. We are glad to have you. You're up.
Thanks, Matt. Well, I'm Mike Burke. I've been with the foundation for about 11 years, and we've had a stellar year. It's been our 20th anniversary year. So from pop-ups to pickleball, pitch in the park, 40 beers at Windmill City Fest, it's really been a year of progress for the Batavia Parks Foundation, and we're really excited for 2024. We held our potluck and planning meeting and just presented ideas and shared ideas to formulate some work plans to see how we could help facilitate the park district in the upcoming year and what we can partner on and what we can do to help. One of our work plans, little spoiler alert, is a 2024 Peace Rocks Garden near the Peace Bridge. Our annual foundation meeting we held on the 28th. We welcomed a new member. Her name is Erin Pittman. She brings a lot of new energy and ideas and really some community focus to the foundation. We're very excited to have her on the board. Our board is full now, so that's good news. And we really love KDB.
We do too.
Look forward to working with her a lot in the future and planning more events closely with the Park District. I'm happy to say that our 20th anniversary project, the Peace on Earth Bridge, is completed, the permanent artwork. We cut the ribbon alongside the Park District and the major donors on November 26th. And just had great tribute to all of the Batavia Parks crew for their time and talent and hanging the letters and installing and the electric, just in time for the holidays. So that was super great that we got to do that. More kudos to Pat, Callahan, Allison, Josh, Jim Redmond, and Katie Burgess, I guess I should say, are home for completing the project. And that pretty much wrapped up our year, and we were happy to support you guys, and thank you so much for letting us into your environment, and peace on earth for everybody.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, thanks so much. Yeah,
Thank
no,
you.
it's been, it's been a great partnership. I think the Park District has enjoyed some high-quality people, and as I said in my speech, I really do think this is a very giving community, and it's awesome to have people like yourself and others who have donated so much of their time. So I'm glad it finally came to fruition. We were able to get the thing, get it done, and more importantly, that it was done, prior to the end of the year. I know we really wanted it earlier for was it Peace Day?
Yeah.
Yeah, Peace Day, but that didn't work out. But I think it worked out just great because certainly have seen a lot of social media posts already with folks continuing to use that as a backdrop. So wonderful. So thank you again.
And just FYI, I'm going to another.
You look fabulous.
Yes. Very festive. I love that.
I was not expecting that. Oh, it's fantastic. Fantastic, yes.
Well, thank you for joining us. Don't feel you need to stick around, but we do appreciate your time tonight.
Thanks for all your time and energy, too.
Thank you.
And we appreciate you and the Batavia Parks Foundation for all the effort that you put into the fundraising process and helping us get this up off the ground and really creating a beautiful site for everyone.
Great.
Thanks. Have a nice holiday.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, next item on the agenda is presentations. Fiscal year 2024 annual operating budget.
All right. Straight from paternity leave is Director of Brent Strum, Director of Finance. Shall I click her? Unless, do you have the remote or do I?
No, I'll need you to click through it. Good evening, everybody. So tonight, there's a couple of budget-related items on the agenda, so I'm just going to give a very high-level overview of the 2024 budget. I just want to say thank you to the Park Board for your support and feedback throughout the process. We had a couple of meetings in November. Also, thank you to staff for all of their hard work. There's been a lot of meetings and discussion and a lot of work that goes into the budget. And we're very excited about what's to come next year.
And kudos to Brent, of course.
Absolutely. So I'm just going to focus on the far right column for 2024. This shows our budgeted revenues for next year, and it's slightly over 13 million. And I just want to note on this slide that this includes our interfund transfers. So we're transferring a large amount from our corporate and rec funds into our capital fund. So beginning in 2025, when we're no longer doing those transfers, this amount will come down a little bit, but that's to be expected. And this slide shows our expenses for 2024 by fund. The larger budget in 2024 is going to be primarily be due to our capital fund, as you can see at the bottom there, for the capital development program, as well as in the special recreation fund. So we have a couple large capital projects budgeted for next year, such as the Callahan Community Center, as well as the Clark Island project. And this is just a quick summary of the budget and appropriations. So on the left column, that's the budgeted amount, and on the right column is the appropriations. And the appropriation, that's our legal spend authority. And that, to get to that amount, it's just increasing the budget by an additional 10%. But the budget amount is really what staff uses as a guide throughout the year, and that's what we're adhering to throughout the year. And this is just a overview of the change in our each of our fund balances. So our corporate and recreation funds, that's a decrease in our fund balances, and that's going to be due to the transfer into our capital fund to fund our larger capital projects coming up. And we're making sure that we're adhering to our fund balance policies, which for our corporate and recreation, based on the budgeted 2024 numbers, will be at about 6.5 months of fund balances, which is in our targeted 3 to 12 months balance policy. So just a quick overview of the timeline for approval tonight, for the board's approval tonight, is the fiscal year 2024 annual operating budget, as well as the tentative budget and appropriation ordinance. The public hearing notice was already published last Friday on December 15th. And then at the January meeting, that will be the approval of the final budget, and also the public hearing will be held that night at 7 o'clock p.m. And then just a reminder that in February, we'll be doing the approval of the general obligation tax bonds, which was shifted from December to February. Just a reminder to the board. And that's something that we can adjust each year. So for the 2025 issuance, we might be going back to a December issuance, and that just is because of the timing of the cash flow when we actually need to have those bond proceeds. And that's it. So if there's any questions, I would be happy to answer them.
Board, any additional comments or questions?
Talk about it later.
I know the budget process is arduous at some points. It's invigorating and it's nerve-wracking at other points. We appreciate the time and energy that it takes to put it together. We realize that for us to see that and then have a public hearing, it seems so easy. But I do also want to let the folks know at home that this board and this district takes our responsibility with tax dollars very seriously. And we think it's incredibly important that we're not only fiscally responsible, but it's prudent that we spend the resources we have and allocate them such that it has the greatest impact on the community. And this budget is a reflection of that. So I want to thank everybody for your time, energy, and effort. And I think it reflects the dedication that this district and all of you have to this community. So thank you.
Well, it couldn't be done without the park board's support, so thank you.
Our pleasure. Thank you.
That's it. Thank you.
Enjoy this Christmas, my friend.
Merry Christmas. Yeah.
It's a special
Going
one.
to be special. Definitely special.
All right, next item on the agenda is correspondence. We had a letter from the City of Batavia Finance Director, Peggy Colby, with an update on the expiration of the TIF district, which expires with the 2024 levy collected in 2025. We will put that on file. And of course, most announcements.
Yay!
Most exciting part of the meeting.
It is. I've been practicing. Okay. Happy holidays, Batavia. If your kids need to burn off a little extra cookie energy this holiday season, bring them into Drop-In Youth Basketball Open Gym from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. December 27th through the 29th and January 2nd at the Batavia Civic Center. Kids 12 and under are $3. Admission is free for adults. But don't worry, adults, we have basketball for you also. This winter, join the Adult Basketball League. You asked for it, Batavia. This season, you can enroll in adult basketball as an individual or as a team. Thank you to community members who requested this new registration option. And did you know that you can share your ideas for programs and activities directly with the Park District? To pitch an idea, visit bataviaparks.org/contact to submit your new program. It's beginning to feel a lot like you wish it was summer. Prepare process. You know, prepare your summer or for summer early and reserve your Hall Quarry Beach group outing dates beginning on January 2nd. That's the first day that you can reserve your party. Does the cool holiday season have you dreaming of warm beverages and crunchy cookies? Bring your friends and enjoy an afternoon baking biscotti and creating spicy chai tea from scratch on January 6th. No experience needed, only appetites required. Search for the program under adult variety. And who loves friendship bracelets? If your child enjoys this trendy activity, enroll them in the January 8th Club Fun Days off-school program. Snacks, gym time, structured recreation, and free time are included in this fun alternative to being at home. Plus, there's friendship bracelets, and everyone loves them. This program runs from 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., and the cost includes the entire day of activities and childcare. It's only $55. Your kids will have a wonderful time. It is for ages 5 to 10. Is it time to redeck your halls? This January, the popular 1-hour interior design adult variety classes return. The first class covers basic principles, while others cover bath and kitchen remodeling and color theory. Classes begin on January 21st. Purr! It's so cold out there. Remember, even if it is very cold, the ice on the depot pond may not be suitable for ice skating. Look for the green flag at the pond before you skate. Batavia Park District will post the notice of safe skating conditions on bataviaparks.org and on the district's social media. Okay, one more thing. And have you tried the district's new text messaging customer service option? You can now text Batavia Park District at the main line, and customer service staff will respond during business hours. And we hope that everyone listening enjoys a wonderful holiday season and a joyous new year. And thank you for listening, and remember to play your way, Batavia.
Thank you. Someone should start recording you, and it needs to go on social
I
media.
really love the energy. That's so awesome.
Yeah, I love it.
I will say, a little over 30 years ago, I moved to Batavia. One of the first things I did was look for pickup basketball. It was right in that gym next door, and I'm really glad that it's like back, like in full force, because it was like when it went away for whatever reasons, it was like we had to move all sorts of different places, but it brings back great memories that I know that it's back, so that's awesome. I'm very excited for that. I won't be over there, but I'm very excited.
Well, and it further justifies why we ended up kind of dissolving the gymnastics program.
Yeah.
When we just couldn't compete with private enterprise,
Right.
and now we get so much use.
And made a huge investment out of that gym too,
Yeah.
so,
Right.
yeah.
2016.
Right. Awesome. Thank you. Staff reports.
Brent always has a fun time following up Katie.
I think we should switch it, like, you should go last.
Right.
Yeah.
Tough act to follow.
All right, finance, you're up.
Nothing too much other than the budget items that are on the agenda tonight. And I just want to say a reminder that January 11th is the go-live date for the new credit card processor. So we're looking forward to that in January.
Great.
That's
All
it.
right, facilities and trades.
So that time of the year, we're finishing up projects, the maintenance shop, locker maintenance facility parking lot. Parking lot turned out awesome. Fence is almost complete. We have a few punch list items to finish up, but overall, it looks nice. So the abatement was finished at Callahan Community Center, so we're all set for that. And of course, it's that time of the year where we start new projects. So we're working with Upland Design on getting the 90% review done for Clark Island master plan there. And we just had a very productive meeting for the construction manager for Callahan Community Center. So are you going to touch on that a little bit, or do you want?
Yeah, we can touch on it right now,
Okay,
actually.
yeah. So we did get down to 3 finalists, which were Lamp, Construction, Harbor, and Bear. So everybody on the committee was very happy with those 3 selections. So we'll be sending out an email to those 3 and setting up an interview date for January 10th and start the process. So
Awesome.
We had 7 submittals.
yeah, 7. Yep, 7 overall. Yep. So yeah, it's very exciting.
It is.
All right, parks.
All right, we're in the middle of changing of the seasons, so working on things like getting all of our equipment ready for snow, pathways marked, all those kind of thing, trying to hold off the snow at the same time, finishing up, the typical things we do in late fall, cutting back perennials. We are in the middle of, since the weather's holding out, mulching, which seems kind of odd, but we're trying to get some mulching done before it snows. And just trying to finish up all that stuff before the snow comes. So if we can hold off on some snow, I'd be happy.
Got to call Heat Miser.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And that's it.
It's race against time.
Yep, always, always.
Talent and culture.
So we completed open enrollment on December 1st. We're utilizing the new Paycor system for recruitment. Posted 10 seasonal positions last Friday and 1 recreation intern yesterday. So pretty excited. It's got a lot of tricks to use in there that I'm still learning, but it's way more efficient than what we were using before. So I'm excited about that. And that's about it right now, I think. End of year performance reviews.
And community recreation.
Awesome. We have lots of winter break fun, so just check out our schedule online. We have kids open gym, our club fun days, pickleball clinics, and open gym hours, and pop-up fitness. We had a really successful breakfast with Santa a couple weeks ago, so I want to thank the Rotary Club who helped us cook breakfast. It was fun for Santa to join us. And the Depot is having an open house for volunteers on January 13th. So if anyone has anyone interested in becoming a volunteer, we would love to have you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And for the longest job title, goes to Katie Burgess.
It covers the whole top of it.
Creative Development and Community Engagement. Say that 5 times.
I know, I can't. I wanted to give a shout out to our strategic communications specialist, Gail Gabota. She is part of, the district participates with other high schools and works with a graphic design program to mentor young students. And the first segment of this happened last week. And Gail was very, very moved by the passion and enthusiasm for the youth in our community. And she's just overwhelmed that she gets to have this opportunity and represent the Park District. We are one of the staples in this program, and it's nice to have a government entity in that, because a lot of them are private graphic designers. So it's showing our future graphic designers what they can do. And so that's just very nice. So this program will go into the early spring. Each time they get a new assignment and they create something, and then it's judged and critiqued, and it's just a very powerful. I wish I had it. So, and then we are also still accepting photos and selfies in front of the Peace Bridge, the old bridge and the new bridge, for our upcoming video celebrating the Peace Bridge. So if you've got any and you would like to submit a picture, please email them to KDB, that's KATIE, B as in boy, at bataviaparks.org, and we'll be accepting them to include in the video.
Thank you.
That includes commissioners, if you have any pictures.
I have to go take some.
I know, let's go take some pictures.
All right. Next item on the agenda is Executive Director's Report.
Yes, 'tis the season for the year in review. So this will be a flashback dating back from January of basically a highlight reel of everything that staff, the board, our residents have participated in throughout this last year. So since there are quite a few slides, I'm just going to do a very quick touch upon each and enjoy. All right, we started off the year at the IEPD IPRA State Conference, a blue ribbon, first place in the state for Best Brochure Series with our fun guide. So we continue that journey with Katie as the head of our marketing department. Oops, this isn't going with me, so I have to manually scroll here. Ties and Tiaras, if you recall, this used to be called Daddy-Daughter Date Night. And so the world is changing, times are changing, and so we acknowledge that. So now, rather than just have dads and daughters, we've opened up the doors for moms and sons, and for moms and daughters, and making it really a neutral setting for anyone, step parents, grandparents, anybody that wants to participate, because it is a very special event for people. This is always fun. All right. Oh, great. This is lovely. It never fails. I don't know why it's doing this. It was
Or do
doing-
you hit escape and then try going back into it?
Okay. Go.
Nothing.
Now that's hung up.
Yeah. I'm getting the wheel, the wheel of death. Well, let me just tell you, I might have overwhelmed it. Tara's in the next slide.
Oh, great.
From current slide, let's try that.
We had from like entertainment company come on.
I think we need a new laptop for the board meetings.
They're really good.
Yeah, really? We had Elsa and Anna before. Yeah, they're fun.
Anybody want some candy?
And they love them. Yeah.
Well, we have a break, yeah.
Yeah.
Same too.
Time for a commercial break.
Frozen.
Hot cheese too, Mirabelle.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen the movie.
You guys want some?
There's some good.
Yeah.
I'll take a word there.
Well, I know my Bruno song's in it, but I remember singing it. Yeah. They sing it to my mom. My mom works at school.
Get this down. Oh man, you want a Werther's?
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Who doesn't want a Werther's?
I do not like my old
Thank you for offering.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome.
I don't ever set this up. Yep, no, that's up.
There you go.
Perfect.
Now we're getting there.
We're back in action, folks. Good job, All right, Brent to the rescue.
I'm just saying, without touching the mouse, you should be able to just hit this.
Oh, just to advance? Oh, I thought you meant to. All right, next time I'll do that.
No, I'm just giving you the try.
Let's try it.
All right.
He's clipping.
See, look at you. All right. And we also, our spring exhibit, the women who built Batavia, debuted, and our models are Molly Connolly and Tara Gray. We certainly appreciate it when the board partakes and shows up to our events. So that's why I always try to snag a picture when I can. And we named the 150 Houston Street building after our illustrious leader, 25 years, going on 26 here shortly, the Patrick J. Callahan Community Center. We actually were able to pull off that surprise.
That was a surprise.
That was a doozy. And as Josh mentioned, we just today had the selection committee had a meeting to narrow down the finalists for the construction manager position. So we are moving full speed ahead, and we are awaiting an official letter from IDNR about a park grant. So we still need to get that in the mail, but we have been notified that that good news awaits. And then even the Civic Center, we spent a lot of time with Williams Architects reimagining the space here so that way we can someday make it into a true recreation center and not necessarily just a civic center. So we'll be able to bring the recreation team over here and infuse new energy into these spaces. Not to forget, we had a tornado in early spring, and our parks team was able to, from morning, noon to night, clean up the aftermath for the safety of our residents along the trails. We also had a community needs assessment conducted by Leon Younger, Pros Consulting, and that needs assessment was able to help us prioritize our work plan goals moving forward. And next year we have in the budget for a strategic master plan, so that needs assessment will actually be the groundwork for a new plan. And then in, I believe it was May, a group of us headed up to Springfield for the legislative conference. There in the middle is our former attorney, Emmanuel Chris Welch. He is the first Black Speaker of the House for Illinois, so we are super proud of him. And he's looking forward already to having us up there again next year. So. The Park District received many awards this year. Actually the second, because we received first place for the Fun Guide. The second award we received was being voted by the public for Summer Fun Park District location. Best Summer Fun Park District location in King County for the Hawk Quarry Beach. So that was a huge feather in the cap for the rec team. And the Daily Herald, so that was the King County Chronicle, the Daily Herald named us Best Park District by the people. So thank you for those of you at home for voting. We also had declared a lot of surplus property thanks to the park board, and we were able to raise some funds to go towards our scholarship program, and that was really a huge effort by staff. I want to thank the leadership team for your patience, because I believe we had the legislative conference the same week we had the garage sale, the same week that we had the park pursuit. So thank you. And speaking of the Eastside Center, a complete facelift. We did resurfacing or seal coating, and keep it in tip-top shape. So it was just in 2019 that we actually had it completely redone, and we want to make sure it stays in good condition. And we also had the asphalt maintenance plan led by Kim Hansen to ensure that all of our asphalt paths have a replacement plan moving forward. And Jones Meadow Park before, which was a huge floodplain there where the walking path was completely submerged. And then after, that was also after a storm, the after picture was, and you would never know it. So kudos to Kim, she led the efforts on this project with ERA. Switching gears to marketing, a New Horizons preschool logo was unveiled, and we're actually submitting it for the agency showcase for an award for best logo at the state conference. So fingers crossed. And hey, look, it's Sarah Gray again.
I'm pretty popular.
So then our fall exhibit was, we actually had 2 back to school exhibits, and we also, one was on hairstyles, hilarious hairstyles throughout the decades, and the other was, as you can see there, the mascot, and a lot of fun emblems from the past. We also celebrated 2 of our board members with significant anniversaries. Pat with 25 years of service, and John, 15 years of service on the park board. And congratulations again. You read the title, the caption. So this was at Prairie and Latham Park. Josh took these lovely pictures of what looks like an earthquake taking place here. And then after, once we have the resurfacing done, it further explains why we do this. Look how beautiful. You would never know it was the same place.
Very nice.
Amazing. We also engaged with Williams Architects on having a plan done for our facility, our maintenance facility, looking at locations, looking at what needs we had for a remote or a second location for our facility, for our maintenance facility. So that plan was done in spring as well. I'm seeing staff is like, wow, that was a long time ago. We were also so eager and relieved to find out that we were the recipient of the $600,000 OSLAD grant this year. So that was a huge undertaking. And if you recall, that goes back a couple of years actually, when we had at River Rhapsody, we had a tent set up and doing community engagement with Upland Design. And it all started with just needing to get the skate park replaced, and it evolved into a much bigger plan of reimagining that entire area of Clark Island and then applying for an OSLAD grant. So thank you, John, for your service. And even though it doesn't quite look like a Ninja Challenge course,
No, this is better. This is better.
We're grateful that we had you as a part of our planning team, and Josh, Kim, and Brittany were also on that that committee as well, and thank you for all your time and efforts. So we're really eager that we're gonna start bidding this out at the beginning of the year, and we really hope we can wrap. We've got a dedication anticipated for fall, end of fall, so hopefully it'll be still warm by then.
Wow.
And then just in recent months, we found out that we received a $50,000 grant from the National Fitness Campaign. So again, the news just kept getting better, right? As time went on, more and more good news. This was the first year that we've actually had fiber down at the Halcoria Beach. And no, folks at home, I'm not talking Raisin Bran, talking technology fiber, which actually allows our processes, our capabilities technology-wise to be seamless. So for people in the admissions offices, they were able to process every single person that came through. We didn't have any outages or any problems. And then the locker maintenance facility, as you know, we had to declare those 2 storage containers as surplus property. The parking lot looked like ground beef. And I love these before and after pictures because this is my favorite part. Drink.
That's awesome.
And that was after a rainfall, so that's why you see so much, looks like snow on the ground, but it's actually just rain. But highly encourage anybody, if you're in that neck of the woods, just check it out. Just zip on in by there. Josh and Kim would love to see you. We also, as you know from last year, we acquired 209 South River Street, and we were able to actually demo it this year. So closure on that. Phil Alfstrom, thank you. And it's right next to the Spud Murphy shelter, so it's just nice open space, and that's really goes back to what our mission is, preserving open space. So it's perfect. And then Lynn was mentioning this earlier about HRIS software. So we're having our ADP timekeeping in addition to our job application software, all merged into one efficient software system. So Paycor is where we landed, and we've taken off with it. So we're just getting used to the new grounds. We had distinguished accreditation. We've been working on it for the last few years, actually. And this leadership team was new to the full process. And this actual mural here, Katie is submitting for large format marketing for an award at the state conference.
You're bringing it, Tony?
Very small picture.
So Katie actually designed this, and I strongly encouraged her to apply for it because it really is, adds a lot of energy, a lot of positivity to the front. People love it. And then we received the accreditation. And then, as you know, at the state conference, we're actually going to have all hands on deck. We're going to have all full-time staff that would normally go to the conference attend on Friday to the awards luncheon, so that way we can get a full staff picture at the end of the luncheon. We can walk up at the end and get a professional photograph of our staff with the park board. Awesome. And then Pat, you and Lindsay Williams and I will be, when they mention Batavia Park District, we need to go up on stage and collect our...
The walk of shame.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then we were named to the Chicago Tribune Top Workplace. So the news just kept getting, it was what a great year. And again, this is a testament to all staff, part-time, full-time, and seasonals that took the employee engagement survey. So truly our staff appreciates the policy changes that the board has made that has allowed staff more freedom and more flexibility to do their job effectively and efficiently. And John, thank you for representing us, and I know you got to represent Capital One down there too. Top workplace times 2. And then, dun, 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 getting towards the end of the slides, I wanted to bring up to the park board tonight, Kim Hansen and Alex Macias, our superintendent of parks, have landed on 2 locations, 2 options for where we could put the new Peace Rock Garden that Mike Burke from the Parks Foundation was talking about. So they're both, one option A, Kim, it's a dry area, there aren't flowers in it.
No, it's very minimal plants in that option A bed.
And then option B?
Option B just has a little bit more plants that would have to be transplanted.
So we would love for the park board, if you have a preference on site, then we can get back to the Parks Foundation and let them know the selected site.
And what is the Peace Rock Garden going to look like? What is that? What is it? What is that?
That's a great question. So Katie attended the last Parks Foundation. Katie's actually the liaison to the Parks Foundation.
So right now, the vision is to have a permanent limestone tiered structure where the piece rocks can be displayed, some glued, some free, just as encouraging people to take a moment, look at the rocks, and bring more rocks into the community. It is part of the foundation's mission this year to promote peace, and so they'll be at a lot of our events with rocks for people to decorate in anticipation for this peace garden. So right now we don't know what it looks like because we needed to know the space size so that they can have the landscape architects to design what they're looking.
Okay.
So B is a little bigger than A,
Correct.
and B is a little more approachable than A,
Correct.
because you can actually get to it from the path.
And
A
it's
is-
closer to the Peace Bridge.
Yeah, and A is a little awkward to get to,
From the
plus they have
bridge.
that bench in front of it. So I would be inclined to the B option.
I was going to ask which one was bigger, so.
Or which
but
one's
then-
better, yeah, which.
But then the closer to the bridge, I think, is better. So B, I
Is-
think, would.
So
Is one
initially-
option more expensive than the other?
No.
We'll just have to, we could even probably move those plants in option B to
Yeah.
option A.
Yes.
And initially, the Parks Foundation had selected a spot that was actually on the hill, and we were worried about kids and just being able to contain people and the rocks. So we would rather present them with what the location is and then let them work within those parameters. So option B is the consensus? Okay, great, thank you. All right. And then this was at the sign shop where the letters were laser cut. And Katie has actually hired Shumway Studios to do a Peace on Earth 2.0 video, so kind of a continuation of the story of the Peace on Earth vision. And so you'll see some things from the sign shop in that actual video, so it's pretty cool.
You really get a perspective of how big those letters are.
Yeah.
You don't appreciate it when you're on the bridge.
yeah.
You know, like.
You look like we could be squished.
Yeah,
I am short, but they are very.
yeah.
And then the day of the Peace on Earth dedication and ribbon cutting. And thank you. So Commissioner Larson, Vice President Tillman, and President Callahan, thank you for being there for it.
It was a great, I mean, it was kind of a sloppy day, but it was a great turnout. We had a great turnout.
Yeah, it was
Great.
Yeah. And we had a great turnout for Celebration of Lights later on that day, too. It's fantastic. And last, ta-da, need I say more?
Yeah, you needn't say more.
Wishing all of you at home a very, very happy holiday.
Thank you. Well done. Good year. All right, next item on the agenda is old business. I'm not going to take anybody's thunder. You guys just take it and run with it. Peter Frieder would be very happy.
You're not trying to lead the discussion here.
No.
Just to be fair, I do know that Commissioners Gray and Bell weren't in attendance at the last board meeting, so do you want to give a quick update?
Sure. So I worked with Kate Garrett from the museum to come up, to do some research on the property in Prairie Commons for new naming ideas. So with the research and talking with Josh, Alex, and Jim from the shop, we kind of brainstormed some ideas. And so some of the ideas for names, we came up with 6. One is Fiddler North Park, Fiddler Crossing Park, Prairie Commons Park, Prairie Winds Park. with the research that we did, we came across an immigrant from Germany that came over in 1860, in the early 1800s, but in 1865, he started accumulating land that was exhausted timberland and a bunch of small parcels, and he accumulated about 80 acres in that area. And from him doing that, that land stayed intact for about 150 years until it started getting divided up for residential use. So, his name was Peter Frieders.
I don't know who that,
What a
I don't know what that
coincidence. What a
means.
coincidence, you just said that, Pat.
So, two other
make it
options for
catchy.
park naming would be Peter Frieders Park or Frieders Park. So those are the options, and that we need to decide on.
And the board, at the last meeting, when we had first reading of this, thought that it would be interesting to finally have a park named after a person, first and last name instead of just a last name, since, again, nobody would know who he was. But if it was Peter Frieder, they could then
They could
certainly
look it
go
up.
look it up and figure it out.
We
who
would
it
do
was.
an interpretive sign there to kind of give a brief history of the family and stuff.
I mean, if you think about it, he really was an early pioneer in our business, right?
Conservation.
Yeah, conservation, and, you know, managed to cobble together parcels that we benefit from today, in this community anyway. So,
It'd be fascinating if we could find out if he has any relatives in the area and invite them to the dedication.
It rolls so nice off the tongue.
I think the marketing department could come up with a jingle for it.
We have t-shirt ideas.
so you're looking for the board tonight to make a decision or determination on what the park name should be.
Correct.
So, Commissioners Gray and Bell, do you have any strong feelings for the recommendations of names?
I like the rhyming.
Excellent.
It's catchy. Of course, because he's buried in Annunciation.
Is he?
That's what Google tells me.
What's that?
Yeah.
Well, Annunciation was a German church.
Right. And Marywood.
Yeah.
That's the Catholic Church.
So there would be a very high likelihood then someone.
there is someone,
That there's
yeah.
someone.
Probably somebody.
Some
It
relative.
says he passed away in 1949, so yeah, there's gotta be.
Yeah.
I
Kind of
think
like Fiddler
you
Farm.
you could easily find that through the rectory there, I bet.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we can
Yeah.
dedicate it in the
Kate
spring.
wrote, did amazing research for like an 8-page article on him.
That's
So
awesome.
I'm sure she wouldn't have any issues being able to find out.
So do we have a consensus on Peter Frieder?
I'm good with that.
Excellent, then I want to read this motion.
Park.
Thank you very much for reordering this too.
Yes,
So much
I
more
noticed it
fun
was
than
right on
prairie
top. I
games.
was like, boom.
Yeah, put it up top.
that's
Yep.
right.
That's the way you mark it.
So I would entertain a motion to approve the naming of the Prairie Commons Subdivision Park as Peter Frieder's Park.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Tillman, second by Gray. Any further discussion? Lindsay, let's call a roll on this one.
Yeah.
Tillman.
Aye.
Gray.
Aye.
Bell.
I
Kelly.
Aye, motion carries. That's awesome. Thanks for your efforts on it. I think that's a great
Awesome.
That's gonna be fun.
And this was
Dedicated.
Kim's first
First one, yeah.
Naming.
recommendation
Oh,
for
cool.
naming rights, yeah.
Very good.
Now she's
Well,
gonna,
you got a
the
fun
next
one
one
for
up
your
to
first
bat
one.
is,
Yeah.
Yeah, you got lucky on that one.
Didn't expect this. Much different.
the next one up to bat that we haven't named yet is located at Coventry.
Yep, that's
Oh.
awesome.
Where's that?
So that's a challenge.
Out at Deer Park, Deer Path.
Gonna have to start doing a little research on that.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
All right, next item on the agenda is 15A, so entertain a motion to approve the fiscal year 2024 budget as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Tillman, second by Gray. Any further discussion?
Yeah, the letter that we got just recently, is that anywhere reflected in this, or has that not been, we don't talk about that yet until we actually get it?
The TIF letter.
No.
Oh, the
I thought it was going to be.
IDNR letter.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be in your executive report, and I was going to.
Well, it hasn't been
I
official
haven't
yet.
received
Right.
it yet.
I know, but I'm just, is that, what happens when that,
Happens.
if it happens?
So-
Does it reflect in this budget, or does it get moved to next year's budget?
No, so we did not budget for that because.
No, I
don't
get
know
that,
for sure
but
yet, right?
but what
So-
happens, it's just like, I don't know the timing of that.
Right.
Right. And
So-
actually,
So-
Brent did ask
Okay.
Adam.
The grant is paid out on a reimbursement basis. So
Okay.
we have to incur and pay the expenses for the project before we can actually get the grant.
So essentially, it is in this budget then, and going to be repaid for next year's budget. We'll see that reflected. Is that the kind of, like, I'm doing math simple, I'm not a, finance guy, but is that the kind of thing that we can expect next year, is to see some reflection of reimbursement, if it happens, not
Yeah.
going to jinx it?
Potentially next year.
Okay, cool, thank you.
But it's a dual thing, because you have more than 1 year to expend the
Yeah,
funds.
yeah.
And we probably have to bridge it over 2 fiscal years anyway.
I just wanted to make sure that
It's reflected.
it's like I'm not expecting it, in this one, and then I can't expect it,
Yeah.
or something of it in the next one.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And our legal counsel, Adam Simon, has mentioned that even with the passage of the B&A ordinance, that we can still, if we have to make an amendment later, that's fine.
Okay,
Great.
just preparing myself.
Yep.
Thank you.
Anyone
That's
else?
a great question.
Lindsay, please call the roll.
Tillman.
Aye.
Gray.
Aye.
Bell.
Aye.
Callahan.
Aye, motion carries. Next item on the agenda is the approval of the ordinance for the budget. So I would entertain a motion to make ordinance number 414, fiscal year 2024, tentative budget and appropriations ordinance available for public inspection.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Tillman, second by Gray. Any further discussion on this one? Lindsay, please call the roll.
Tillman.
Aye.
Gray. Aye. Bell.
Aye.
Callahan.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is the regular board meeting schedule. So I would entertain a motion to approve resolution number 301, fiscal year 2024 regular board meeting schedule as presented.
So moved.
Motion by Tillman, second by Gray. Any discussion on this one?
I do want to make mention that the July 16th park board meeting takes place just following Windmill City Fest. So
Oh.
we may have a lot of staff that are taking comp time from the festival. It may be difficult for them to get their board reports. I don't know if we'd want to have it the July, or on Tuesday following? Or if you'd rather make that call.
Well, can we adopt this as is and then make that adjustment later?
Yes. Yep.
Not that I want to put pressure on staff, but I mean, when we get closer to it, because we may want to pull it up as opposed to push it back, so
Sure.
let's give ourselves a little flexibility when the weather gets nicer, Katie, right? The weather's a little warmer.
Yep. Sounds good.
All right. So we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Lindsay, please call the roll.
Tillman.
Aye.
Gray. Aye. Bell.
Aye.
Callahan.
Aye, motion carries. That concludes our regular business. We have 2 more items. We're going into executive session to review our executive session meeting minutes. And then after that, we will be coming out and approving a resolution based on that discussion regarding the minutes, but there is no other action to be taken by the board. So I would entertain a motion to enter into executive session. Semi-annual review of executive session minutes under 2C21 of the Illinois Open Meetings Act.
So moved.
Motion by Tillman.
Second.
Second by Gray. Lindsay, please call the roll.
Tillman.
Aye.
Gray. Aye. Bell.
Aye.
Callahan.
Aye. Motion carries. We are in executive session. All right, so we are back in open session. It is 7:59. We have reviewed the executive session meeting minutes as a board, and I will read the following resolution. I would entertain a motion to approve resolution number 302, a resolution regarding the release of closed session minutes and authorizing the destruction of audio or video recordings of certain executive sessions as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Tillman, second by Gray. Any further discussion? Lindsay, please call the roll.
Tillman.
Aye.
Gray. Aye. Bell.
Aye.
Callahan.
Aye, motion carries. That concludes our board meeting this evening. So I wish you all the very best for the holidays with your families. Hopefully the weather will be fantastic. Yeah, well, I drove through 4 inches of snow yesterday, so I'm good on snow for a little bit.
I want heaps of it.
I'm good the way it is. The way it's going to be 50 degrees on Christmas, I'm good with that.
So for our viewing public, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for a great year. We look forward to what 2024 is going to bring, so Happy New Year to all of you. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. We are adjourned.
Happy holidays.
I bought my son a